Sorry, I was having some of my
A blizzard.
Miracle Treat Day blizzard. Is it possible to crack the DNA code of champions? Ancestry has analyzed the DNA over a dozen champions from across the globe to answer the age-old question, do world-class athletes have some sort of super DNA, or are they just like us?
Yeah, we spoke with a professional genealogist, Krista Cohen, who answered our question. Is it traits or training?
Krista, thanks for joining us. Welcome back from vacation. This is a very cool thing. We're talking about the DNA of athletes. This could really just open up a whole world of possibilities and questions here. Let's start with the recent launch. Fill us in on that, would you?
Yeah, this summer Ancestry launched 30 new performance traits, things like self-discipline and speed and hand-eye coordination. So people who take an Ancestry DNA test can now learn a little bit about how their genetics may have influenced their athleticism. And to celebrate that, we analyzed the DNA of more than 15 professional athletes from around the world. Names people might be familiar with, like Gabby Douglas and Nastia Liukin, the gymnasts, Jackie Joyner-Kersee, the track star, and Kerry Walsh-Jennings, the volleyball player. And we're inviting people to compare their DNA results to these athletes for a limited time.
I am fairly certain I am not related to any of those people.
Yes. And Krista, can you tell us about some of the new performance DNA traits that fans can compare to world-class athletes?
Yeah, it's things that you would expect in a lot of cases, like are you predispositioned to be able to jump high or hold your breath for a long time? What's your recovery rate? But in addition to some of those physical performance traits, there's also a few that were kind of surprising to me.
Okay, so what were those findings?
Yeah, so this one really interesting one was that mental toughness may be one of the most important factors in athletic success. So even if your DNA says that you are less likely to have good balance or not likely to be able to remember choreography, you can still excel in some of these things if you have some of the traits like competitiveness or self-confidence or focus or the ability to set and reach goals.
Interesting. And how can people discover how their traits stack up to world-class champions?
Yeah, so if you go to ancestry.com/bringyourdnagame, we have there the DNA traits results of these athletes, and you can compare your DNA to them if you've already taken the Ancestry DNA test. And if you haven't, you can purchase the test there at a really significant discount until the end of July.
Krista, now that we've done this research, you're able to actually break this down. How much do genetics influence your traits?
Yeah, it's a really great question. If you think about your traits as like a sneak peek inside of your DNA rather than a definitive prediction, because characteristics that we exhibit are a balance, of course, between genetics and environmental factors. So these DNA traits are just a starting point about who we could become.
So cool. And Krista, if people want to find more information, where can they go?
Yeah, again, if you just go to ancestry.com/bringyourdnagame.
All right, Krista Cowan with Ancestry. Thank you so much for checking this out. Yeah, no athletes. There's couch potatoes in my family. Thanks a lot, Krista. Appreciate it.
Take care.